corrected. Play-by-play is missing until Nathan arrives. Until then, we just get sweet camera angles. Good, you? closer. Yeah, that should be that one.
Is this the one?
Yeah.
Welcome to this first period of play between CAC Canadian Equities and your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs from Bill Hunter Arena. 8:12 remaining in the opening frame, a 1-0 lead for your Leafs. Cole comes in, fires it on net. That's steered aside of the far corner. The Leafs, Canadians will work it up and into the Leaf zone momentarily. It's chipped out, and Canadians try to pound that back in. That's off the body of Baldwin. Cole and Roland out here. Roland corrals it behind the net. Looks up the gut to Baldwin. Baldwin up out of the zone. He'll give chase next to the Canadians bench. It's chipped right back in, brought right back in at the Canadians blue line, but just offside as Baldwin trying to tag up. So the first goal in the game, Adrisa Saf, assisted by Wrestler and Holowadiak. Time the goal 1:47. As Baldwin chips and chases himself in on that forehand backhand. He's hooked, and there's a penalty upcoming to the Canadians. Delayed penalty as Smith shoveled that back to the front of the net. Baldwin picks it up again with the delayed penalty. He's stripped of the puck. And we'll wait for the infraction, which will be holding. So your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs will be on the power play. Enzo Landhurst between the pipes again here tonight for your Leafs. Shots on goal with 7:20 remaining in this opening frame. 9-7 in favor of your Leafs. Face off to the right of the Canadians' goal as that puck careens off a shin pad and back into the Leafs end. Cole will pick it up. He'll curl away from pressure, hounded as he tries to get out of the zone. Hooked on the play, no penalty, and Baldwin just elects to try to connect with Roberts. That's bounced off the wall. Roberts. Schumacher's going to drive the net. Roberts drives, fires it. It's blocked on the way to the cage. Roberts will get it again. The Leafs now set up. Roberts moves it back to the point to Baldwin. Kicks it over to the near side to Cole. Through a the point, jammed on the short side by Schumacher. He tried to tuck it in on the short side on the Canadiens tender, and that puck eludes Baldwin. He's got to tag up at center, and the Leafs have to tag up and at the blue line. Roberts to Canal. He'll gain the zone. He's hounded as he tried to get that shot away. 57 seconds remaining in the power play to the Leafs as Smith will pick it up. Smith drops it back for Shields. That hooks him, and Baldwin has to come back and into his own zone and regroup. Up to Smith. Smith hounded as he gains center. He'll drag the puck in. Taken down, no penalty in the play as he's hauled down just inside the blue line. Leafs trying to gather that puck up. And Rahal muscles his man off the puck. 24 seconds remaining as Roland picks it up. Roland dodges a train wreck at the blue line and just elects to fire it in on net, which is easily grabbed by the Canadiens tender. So the goalies tonight, number 1 for the Canadiens, Sawyer Ackerman in net for the Canadiens, and for your Scafom-rux Maple Leafs, number 31, Enzo Endhurst. Puck held in. Roland will shovel it down low. Shields will pick it up on his back end. He'll curl below the goal line. Shields looks, surveys his options. Tries to move it down low. He does. Through Adrice, and Adrice Assaf fires out on net, but it's easily snagged by the glove of Ackerman. Shots on goal now favor your Leafs, 12-7 in this opening frame from Bill Hunter Arena in West Edmonton, as Bent is in to take the draw. Schumacher on the right wing and Fayad on the left. Holowadiak and Wrestler on the back end. Puck worked out, possible 3-on-2 developing here for the Canadiens. Wrestler steps up to take his man, but that creates an odd man rush, and Holowadiak good to force a turnover there right in the slot. Puck not out yet as Holowadiak will chip it out into the neutral zone. Shoveled right back in and tied up along in front of the Canadiens bench as Wrestler will pick it up. He gains his own. Wrestler throws it in on Ackerman. That just evades Ackerman. I think he tried to catch it with his glove, but it's good. His pad was down as it skipped into the corner. Schumacher held against the boards. Fayad will chip it to Bent. Bent works it back to the point to Wrestler. Wrestler delays, shoots it, tipped on goal by Fayad. Makes its way to the cage lightly, and it'll be cleared out in the neutral zone by the Canadiens, who will get in a full line change, as well as the forward lines for your Leafs. 4:04 remaining in this opening frame. Your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs leading CIC 1-0. The shots on goal now favoring 13-7 in favor of your Leafs. Face off to the left of Ackerman. Assaf in to take the draw. He'll try to draw this back to Goudreau when he does. Goudreau fires it. Just misses on the blocker side. Smith pinches over. He's can't keep the puck in. That's opportunity for the Canadiens, but good job by Goudreau to come back and help out Smith. Came over to his side of the ice and prevented that partial breakaway. That's just lobbed back into the Leaf zone as Smith will go back to pick it up. Protects the puck, moves it to Goudreau. Goudreau hounded. He'll shovel it up the wall, but not out. Jafar's not able to get that. And that's sent right back in. Black will chip that up and out. I believe it's up into the bench, and so the whistle is gone. So both teams will get fresh legs on the ice here with 3:21 remaining in this first period. Both teams 0 for 1 on the man advantage thus far. Canadiens will pick it up. Cooper sends it in, and that's sent right back out by Wrestler was trying to connect with Baldwin. Tried to send it behind the net, I believe it was Wrestler, to hit the side of the net, and Anders had to be sharp because that careened right back out off the side of the net for an opportunity for the Canadians. Wrestler testing his goaltender, making sure he's awake and sharp, and I'm sure that will do it. Puck up to the blue line, but not out. Kept in by the Canadians, pounded back out, and Grosh will pick it up for the Canadians. Go D-to-D, almost picked up by Rahal. Good job by Baldwin to force the turnover. Rahal tried to force another one here as the Canadians just get out to center. Try to get it in, but no further. Schumacher, good job to lob it up into the open ice for Rahal. Rahal up, tries to go up over the blocker. Great shot on Ackerman, and awkwardly catches the inside of the blocker of Ackerman and goes back the other way against the green into the back wall. Ends up right back out in front of the net, and Rahal by that time was standing right on the blue paint looking for a rebound. So a great opportunity off the rush. Great job by Schumacher just to place the puck into open ice. Taking the hit to make the play and allow Rahal to skate into that, and that was a great shot. Roberts with the puck off the face-off when he sends it, handcuffs Canal. Roland will pound that back in and around, and it'll rim around to the opposite corner. Holowadiak tried to get over there to pinch in and keep that in, and the Canadians just content to send it down the length of the ice for an icing to relieve the pressure. See, Peter, you were bored without play-by-play. It's empty. There's an empty feeling. 2:17 remaining in this opening period. Your MLAC Scafom-rux up 1-0 on the Canadians. Face off to the right of Ackerman. Forced turnover, your Leafs looking for more here as Canal centered that to Jafar as that's broken up. Oh, sorry, Roberts, my mistake. Sent in. Roland back to get it. He's pounded by a Canadians player that forces the turnover. Roland on his man centering pass picked off by Roberts. Roberts will gain the blue line. Get to center. Roberts will drive. He's going to get to his back end, be forced into the opposite corner. Roberts curls back, finds Smith at the point. Smith throws it to the net, and Ackerman is able to steer that away as Shields try to get his stick on it. Sent up and out, and it could be a 3-on-2 again for the Canadians. 2-on-1, Smith blocks that. That goes to the back wall. Smith shovels that around to Canal. Canal gets it. Tries to hit Shields, but it's going to go down into the Canadian zone, and they'll have to regroup. Canadians go D-to-D. Turin back to his D partner. It evades him. Bent on the forecheck, trying to force a turnover. Smith is going to send it right back up to Canal. 1 minute remaining in the first period as Canal dives in here on the counterattack. Canal tries to go short side off the mask. Rebound. Bent pounds that at the net. That's off a body and into the corner. Bent gets it back to Smith. Smith will lob that to the net, trying to get it behind the defenseman to Fayad, and that's sent down the length of the ice for another icing. So MLAC pushing here in this first period, and the Canadians, besides the odd rush or so, have just been able to send the puck down for icing and get rid of the pressure. Shots on goal now in the opening frame, 16-8 favoring your Leafs. Bent in to take the face-off to the right of Ackerman. That's one. Right back to Smith. Smith fires it into a body. And it's a 2-on-1. Worked up and in. And it's going to get blown down on the offside. Wow. What a break for the Leafs as Smith couldn't get it through the attacking forward. Was able to tie that man up, but instead it still provided a 2-on-1 for the Canadians, who put themselves offside. Wow. 38 seconds remaining in the opening frame as Bent tries to pound that out, and a loose puck goes to the end wall, and Wrestler, I'm shocked he's not going to get a penalty for hauling down his man there, who then returned the favor with a punch in the head. Play will continue as Cole will drive up and out. 20 seconds remaining in the opening frame. Cole looks to go to Baldwin. Cole with a wraparound. Ackerman over to stuff that with a left pad. 10 seconds remaining as Baldwin shovels it around to the far corner. Wrestler's going to pinch down and keep it in. A delayed penalty coming. And we'll see what comes as MLAC is going to get a power play unless something else bubbles over here at the end of the first period. So I believe it will be an MLAC power play. We'll have to check and make sure, but after 20 minutes of play, it's your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs 1 and the visiting CAC Canadian Equities 0. Shots on goal after 20 minutes of play, 17 for your Leafs and 8 for the Canadians.
Shot them 18-10 in the first period.
Okay.
Thank you.
A correction, shots on goal in the first period, 18-10 in favor of your Leafs. And we'll see you back here for the second period. The Zebras back to the ice. The ice is flooded, and we are about to get the second period underway. Shots on goal in the first period, 18-10, favor your Leafs, who have a 1-0 lead after 20 minutes of play. Goal summary from the first period. Goal scored at 1:47 of the first period. Number 13, Edris Asaf, is 9th of the season. Assist to Henry Ressler and Ryder Holowadiuk. Special teams in the first period. Your Leafs 0 for 1 and the Canadians 0 for 2 on the man advantage. So your Leafs in white with black trim will be going right to left this period. The Canadians will be going left to right. In red and navy blue trim. Canadians win the faceoff. Black on the forecheck. Puck is up to center and no further as Schumacher sends that right back in as Zebras scatter to the side to get out of the way. Black on the forecheck. That's picked up by the Canadians. Brought out to center, but no further as Gaudreau breaks up that zone entry and Schumacher will shovel it back into the Canadian zone. Smith and Gaudreau out with Schumacher, Shields, and Black. Correction. CAC on the power play, so it was an MLAC penalty at the end of the period that put the Canadians on the power play. Untimely penalty by your Leafs as they had momentum most of the period in a 1-goal lead, but Canadians look to get back in this game now, though it is halfway through the man advantage. Right into the slot, fakes, fires, and that's off the post and out. Shot from the point came in. Rahal, Fayad, Smith, and Holowadiuk. That backdoor pass doesn't work. Off a shin pad, and Rahal will chase it down. Rahal short-handed. Backhand, forehand, and Ackerman able to get the right pad across. Holowadiuk breaks up that zone entry momentarily. The Canadians able to try to get set up here with 27 seconds remaining. Good job by Fayad to force a turnover and shovel it back down the length of the ice. Shields on the forecheck with 15 seconds. He'll curl behind the net, force a turnover, trying to get to his forehand, hook to the ground, and play continues. No penalty on the play as he forces the turnover, unable to get a shot away. Nothing comes of it. Ressler just gets a piece of his man and tumbles him to the ground. Canadians player will keep the puck and survey the options as he bounces it off the boards and to the point. We're back to 5-on-5. Ressler in. Roberts in. Fires. That's fought off by the blocker of Ackerman. Roberts one-hands it to the back wall to Canal. Canal. Toe drag. That's stripped back on a 3-on-2 of the Canadians. Zone entry. Fired in and just off the blocker of Andhurst as he fought that off and got into the corner. Cole picks it up on his backhand. He's pushed off the puck. Worked back out to the corner of the Canadians. They can't keep it in. Over to Canal. Canal tries to hit Roberts. Roberts. Turnover right at the Canadians' blue line. Canal fires it and gets it off, and we got a delayed penalty upcoming. I believe it's going to be the Canadians going back on the power play. So MLAC again giving a power play to this Canadians team. Shields will be going off for the infraction, interference. MLAC able to kill off one penalty, but right back on the power play are the Canadians looking to get back in this game. Face off one to the back wall to Smith. Smith rims it around the boards and it gets down the ice. It's Jafaris and Rahal with Goudreau and Smith on the first penalty kill unit as Rahal will hold the puck down deep in the Canadian zone. Good job to kill at least 5 seconds. Almost a turnover. Jafaris is going to have to get on his horse here. 3-on-2 developing on the power play. Shot. Delayed shot hits the side of the net, goes into the opposite corner. Goudreau ties his man up, chips it up the wall. That's kept in and shoveled back below the goal line. Jammed at it. The Canadians looking to get a loose puck here. And Anders clears it to Smith. Smith fires it up to the blue line, but not out. Smith blocks that one. Rebound. And it's in the back of the net. So rebound careens out onto a Canadians player, and the Canadians able to score on the power play to tie this game at 1. So we're all knotted at 1, 16-17 left in the second period. Benton to take the face-off. To win the draw forward, that's shipped around Schumacher and rimmed around the boards into the near corner. Held in by Kutash, who sends it around for the Canadians. Holowadiak up to Schumacher. He'll chip it ahead for Bent. Fayad's going to drive the net. Bent tries to get on the back end, does, and Fayad tied up on his way to the cage. Can't find the puck, kept in. Schumacher, back door. Right through the seam to Bent, and he misfires. What a great pass by Schumacher. Found Bent all alone. This line tries to capitalize again. Fayad almost forces the turnover. No stick infraction on the play as the Canadians elect to just move the puck back into their own zone and try to regroup. Olawadia pinches down the wall. That's taken out by the Canadians. 1-on-1 fired. And Andhurst steers that aside as that shot right through the wickets, and Wrestler takes exception, and we might have another penalty upcoming. So no penalties on the play, and play will continue 5-on-5. Shots on goal now, 20-13 in favor of MLAC. Cole picks up the puck. Asaf and Schumacher turned over on the zone exit. Asaf, puck still in the MLAC zone. Asaf chips it up the boards, up to Black, and that's chipped back up by Asaf into the zone. Black's going to shovel it to the net, looking for Schumacher. Looking for Jafaris, my mistake. Black back to Jafaris. That trickles right down to Ackerman, and there's Asaf looking for the rebound. And Ackerman will hold on. So the Canadians' goal will be Benson Douglas, his second of the season, assist to Araman and Doolin. It's a power play goal at 3:43 to tie this game at 1. Canadians will get the puck, try to work it to the weak side. That's up off a stick and careens into the MLAC zone. Cole will wind it up. He's squeezed off. Hit into the boards. Great hit there. Forces a turnover, but MLAC able to pick it up. Behind the back pass. Allows the Canadians to get out of the zone. No penalty on the play. And an offside called at the line. Schumacher comes in with Rahal just offside. Face off at the Canadians' blue line. Puck brought out by the Canadians. Worked right through it, tipped by Smith into the corner. He'll give chase. Squeezes his man off. Rahal will pick it up. Rahal drives through center. Stripped of the puck momentarily, gets it back. Get to the other side. He's bodied into the boards. Turnover Boudreau fires that into a shin pads. It's a 2-on-1. Smith back. Great pass on the 2-on-1 and allows it to get over to the man over the stick of Smith. And great stop by Anders as that puck is up into the netting. And again, the Canadians looking for more here in this second period. Wrestler and Holowadiak out on the back end, as well as the centerman Shields with Canal and Roberts. Puck to the right into the blue paint in front of Anders, and that's chipped out of the zone by Shields. Canadians regroup right through center. That's going to be a call on the offside as Canadians player in just before the puck carrier. Shots on goal even at 5 apiece in this second period, though the Canadians score on the power play to tie things up. Face-off won by the Canadians. Work to the opposite point. Fired in on net, and Anders holds it. Rebound. Loose puck in the slot. Another shot into a sea of bodies. Rebound. Great kick save on the left pad of Anders. That's up to the blue line, but not out, and Anders has seen enough, and he'll hold on and cover that with a glove. Mad scramble in the Leaf zone. Canadians now pressing to try to go ahead after scoring on the power play there. Hunting for the go-ahead goal now. Up to the blue line, but not out. Fired on net. That's way wide by Darceau. Picked up by Schumacher on the opposite corner. Schumacher up to Fayad. Work back into the Leaf zone. Bent forces his man wide. Brought back up to the blue line, almost turned over. Fayad forces a turnover, and Cole will giddy up back the other way. Cole over center, he'll gain the zone on the back end. Curled in the middle, evades a check. Puck briefly turned over. Canadians able to get up to the blue line, but no further as Cole rims it back around to the opposite corner. Schumacher gives chase. He'll fire that puck back the other way. Fayad looking to finish his check. Good hit on his man. Puck into the MLAC zone, but no further at the blue line. Schumacher up to Jafares. Jafares one-on-one. Hook from behind. There's going to be a penalty on the play, as your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs will go on the power play. Well, we've seen some other stick infractions prior to this were not called, but that one on Jafares, who tried to get a shot away, was called. So your Leafs on the power play. Rahal in to take the face-off to the right of Ackerman. He'll win it back. Baldwin keeps it in the shadow of the blue line. Roberts tries to find the puck down low. Rahal in to force a turnover. Roberts looks back on the half wall to Baldwin. Baldwin fires short side. Ackerman steers that aside with a blocker. Baldwin back up to the top to Cole. Cole has to hurry. Protect that. Strip to the puck, and it's just out over the blue line. Baldwin's got to hurry. His forechecker is on him short-handed. Or Cole, sorry. Cole to Rahal. Rahal muscled to the ice. The puck goes to Roberts. The Canadians just trying to clear the pressure, and they will get it down the length of the ice. At least 1, 2, all 3, 4 penalty killers get in a line change for the Canadians as MLAC able to work it up to the blue line, but the Canadians able to change all 4 penalty killers halfway through this power play. Right out in front. Rahal tries to jam that home. That's broken up and sent down the length of the ice. Baldwin back. Momentarily picked up by the Canadians. Baldwin hooked from behind. A penalty will be on the play, so MLAC will go on a 5-on-3. Shields still with the puck. He'll drive wide. Fends off a man, looks for Schumacher. He'll hold on to it. Extra attacker on the ice is Wrestler. That puck through the seam. Rebound! And a goal by Black on the delayed penalty, and your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs go up by 1. Should be the penalty, should be the delayed penalty should be waived off. It still should be 26 seconds left on the clock, which is the case, and the MLAC has got the go-ahead goal on the power play to go up by 1. 25-17 now. The shots in favor of your Leafs. I'm sure the Canadians are arguing that their defenseman touched the puck in the slot before it got to Black, but did not have possession of it. So we'll waive off the remaining 26 seconds of the power play, put the delayed penalty up on the board, and your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs are back on the power play. Ackerman snags that with a glove, and we'll hold on for a whistle. Power play goal. Scored at 9:37. Number 15, Easton Black, is 6th of the season. Assist by Baldwin and Shields. Kept in at the blue line as Holowadiuk will send it down low to Schumacher. He squeezed off the puck, and it's pounded down the length of the ice, and MLAC will have to regroup as Andhurst stops the puck, moves it to Ressler. Ressler tries to hammer that back to Holowadiuk. That's broken up by the skates of the official, but Schumacher will pick this up. Schumacher curls back to the boards, moves it back to Ressler. Ressler fires that to the end wall. Misses, but Shields will pick it up. Shields behind the goal line. Bouncing puck back to Ressler. Backdoor for a staff. Rebound. 2 whacks at it. Ackerman able to keep it out. Shields misses that puck. Schumacher forces the turnover. Shields gets it on his back, and it's going to curl up to the half wall on the near boards. Shields to Holowadiuk. Shields fires it into the breadbasket of Ackerman, and he holds on as I believe it was a staff that poked that free. Quick whistle as that snuck through Ackerman, and it would have been a second power play goal for the Leafs. The whistle had blown. 9:11 remaining in the second frame, a 2-1 lead for your Leafs. Baldwin sails that in on Ackerman, who steers that into the corner. Rahal will pick it up below the goal line. Passes it to Canal. Canal on the far side half wall. Canal drives into the slot, looks. He'll curl back and assess. Back out to Cole. Cole to Canal. Canal loses the handle. Cole's got to evade pressure. Hooked. No penalty on the play. Play continues. Cole looks. Gets isolated on the far side up at the blue line. Moves over to Baldwin. Baldwin just smartly shovels it down the half wall on the pressure. Back up to Baldwin at the top. Backdoor for Canal. Intercepted by a Canadian stick. Good stick in the way there. Back through the seam to Roberts. Roberts fires it. That's off a body. Just misses on the far side. And as time expires, it's fired down the length of the ice. And that will be an icing. So your Leafs able to score on the power play. Get a 1-goal lead here with 8:16 remaining in the second period. The staff with Jafaris and Black, I believe, out here. Smith and Goudreau on the back end. Black protects the puck, centers it right out in front. Loose puck. Staff jams at that, and Ackerman's able to kick that aside. Smith at the point gets the puck, shovels it to the net. Black tries to get that on the forehand. It's rimmed around the boards. Goudreau's going to keep it in and rim it back around the opposite way. Asaf on his horse protects the puck. Jafaris in to try to center that to Black. Black bodies his man below the goal line. That puck up and out up the blue line. Smith tries to connect with Asaf, can't. Icing is waved off as the Canadians will regroup behind their own net. Up the wall. Outlet pass misses its mark, and Black on the back check will try to force a turnover. Jammed up the wall to Asaf. Asaf able to get it up off the stick of Goudreau. Asaf trying to force a turnover. Still inside the zone. Black forces, get the puck. Black looks on the back end. Force. Forehand. Jafaris gets his stick on an Ackerman. Able to get it with a right skate to keep that out and prevent a 2-goal lead for MLAC. And the official sees the Canadians player grimacing and inadvertently calls a penalty against Goudreau. So the Canadians player grimaced, bent over a little bit, and the official's arm went up. Didn't see the penalty. Smiths is over for an explanation, and Goudreau is in the sin bin. So Goudreau off for slashing. Canadians will get another opportunity on the power play. 6:54 remaining in the second period. MLAC with a slight 2-1 lead as Cole will grab that and send it all the way down on Ackerman, who stops that with the power for his defenseman. Rahal Fayad, the penalty killer's out here with Cole and Roland. Fayad keeps his man to the outside. Cole will put his man to the end boards and pin him there. The puck pops loose. Up to the blue line, but not out. Rahal tried to get it out. Dassault kept it in. That shot high riser off the glass around. Back to Darceau at the point. Darceau to the half wall. A give and go. Great play by the Canadians. A give and go on 2-on-1 down low with Cole, but unable to connect. 1:14 remaining in the minor to Goudreau for slashing, and I believe the net is ajar. With 6:03 remaining in the second period. So that will allow MLAC to get in a wholesale line change on the penalty killers. Smith Holowadiak on the back end. As the faceoff is to the left of Andhurst. Won by the Canadians. O'Neill will kick it to his D partner. Fired from outside, steered to the end wall, and it careens back into the slot. Loose puck and another infraction coming as the official's arm is up. We will wait for the call, and I believe it's going to go to the Canadians, so that will negate the Canadians' power play. So it's Jafaris and Schumacher out here with Smith and Holowadiak. So it'll be Smith and Cole, Schumacher and Jafaris. 59 seconds remaining and 4-on-4 till your MLAC Leafs will be on the power play. So we'll play some 4-on-4 hockey with 5:51 remaining in the second period. Puck down low. Jafaris is going to rim it around out to the point to Smith. Smith content to just send it back down the other way to Schumacher. Schumacher gains control down below the goal line. Looks. Jafaris from his knees almost connected there. Canadians will bring it out. Smith with a little pick there for Cole. Cole's able to pick it up and shovel it out. It's a 2-on-1. Schumacher looks on net. Rebound. What a great opportunity. Smith tries to keep it in at the blue line. Jafaris dumped on his way to the net. No call in the play. And the puck worked out. It's a 1-on-1. Cole will be back here. Try to work it through. Smith comes in to help out Cole. Good job by Cole to watch the body on that. Smith will bring it up. Smith brings it in deep into the Canadian zone, tries to center that pass. Content to shovel it low deep in the Canadian zone. Baldwin keeps that in. Canadians try to send a player free. They do get a player deep into the zone, but Andhurst able to play it there. MLAC going to have to get back on the right side here as some sloppy play here, and the Canadians looking to take advantage. The Leafs now on the power play, and Canadians just content to tie the puck up along the boards. Holowadiuk up to Roberts, to Canal, into the corner. Roberts will pick it up, protect the puck. 3:49 remaining in the second period. Baldwin kicks it out, fired on net. It's loose in the slot. Roberts gets it, fires it, and that's off a body into the corner. Almost hit the official. Baldwin can't hold it in. The Canadians are going to come back the other way. Penalty now expired. We're back to 5-on-5. Shot right in on Andhurst. He holds on for a whistle. And again, no penalty called on the play. Though the Canadians player right in there to poke at the glove of Andhurst. And this is what you get when you're not going to call penalties. When the puck is covered and the whistle's gone.
Trying to get under his skin.
Face off to the left of Andhurst. That sails just over the short side glove on Andhurst. Didn't miss by much, and that puck sent out by Roland down the length of the ice. Roland a little shaken up with his left leg after taking that hit in the corner, but he'll remain on the ice. Shots on goal now, 32-21. Just over 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Bent in to take the face-off to the right of Andhurst. Puck comes loose, fired in on Andhurst, and he'll hold on with a little peek behind him for good measure. Good play by the Canadians, just tie up Benton. Winger around the top of the circle, able to pick it up and get a shot on net. Puck up and out over center. Oh, Fayad looking to finish his check. Smith looks, puts it to the far side. Good pass to Shields, and he's going to get on his horse. Trying to out-skate the icing, and he almost does, but it's going to be waved down on the icing. Both teams get in wholesale line changes with 2:57 remaining in this second period. Face-off won by the Leafs. Jafaris over center. Sends it in on Ackerman. A skipping puck evades his right pad and hits the back wall. But wide of the net, so it does not do damage against the Canadians. That puck is sent right back in by a Saf. Block on the forecheck along with Jafaris. Jafaris tries to chip it around the body. That's broken up by the Canadians. They come back the other way as a Saf forces his man off the puck right at the Canadians bench on the Leafs blue line. Thorvaldson works it across to the weak side. They gain the zone entry. Canadians fired in on net, and Andhurst will hold on to that as the Saf finishes his check on the Canadians captain, who got the shot on net. Colley looking back to figure out where the train came from on that, as he got the shot away, and then a Saf laid the body. Face off to the right of Andhurst. Cole will pick it up, tries to get away from a check, and he will as he curls back in his own zone. Surveying again, he'll move it to the side wall. That's up and out to Baldwin. Baldwin tries to sauce that over to Rahal. That's broken up at the blue line. And MLAC has to tag up and shove it back in to the zone. Rahal on the forecheck. Holowadiuk pinches down, and good job by Schumacher to come back and prevent a 2-on-1. Holowadiuk lowers the boom just inside the zone, and so does Rahal. Loose puck picked up by Baldwin. He'll shovel that out in the neutral zone. And inadvertently, the Canadians will send it right back in for an icing. Shots on goal now in the second period, 15-13 in favor of your Leafs. Slight 2-1 goal advantage with 1:31 remaining in the second frame. Both teams 1 for 4 on the man advantage as the Canadians try to break out. Canadians try to take advantage there. Smith able to force his man off the puck without getting a holding penalty. Canal dodges a check right at center, fired it, just looks to go under the glove of Ackerman, but that's just wide. Boudreau down in the zone, nobody back protecting. Smith able to keep it in. Turned over, and Smith's got to race back here. So does Roberts, as he'll go back in the zone, kick it over to Gaudreau. Gaudreau, hard pass, looking for Shields. That was the right idea, just out of reach, and he'll be down for an icing. .4 seconds remaining in the second period. The Leafs up 2-1 on the CAC Canadiens. Face off to the right of Andhurst. Shields in to take the draw. That's up along the far boards. Takes a weird bounce and hits the side of the net. His wrestlers thought that was coming around the boards to the other side. Right up the gut by Canal. Picked off. Canadians right back the other way. Shot on net. Great stop by Andhurst. Outlet pass picked off by the Canadians. They almost scored to tie things up. Canal upended at the blue line on the zone entry. No penalty on the play, and the Canadians back the other way on a possible 3-on-1. Wrestler back. He lowers the boat on his man. Good hit in the open ice. Shields will pound it up and out of the zone. So as time expires after 40 minutes of play, it's your MLAC Leafs 2 and the CSC Canadiens 1. Shots on goal in the second period. 16 for the CAC Canadiens for a two-period total of 24, and 15 for your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs for a two-period total of 32. Welcome back for the third period of this matchup. Your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs against the CAC Canadian Equities, Canadian Imperial Equities. MLAC leading 2-1 after 40 minutes, looking to close things off in the final 20. Shots on goal after two periods, 32-24 favor your Leafs. From Bill Hunter Arena in West Edmonton. Both teams 1 for 4 on the man advantage. Second period goals. Canadians, Douglas from Ehrman and Doolin at 3:43 on the power play. Then answering back at 9:37, Black, his sixth of the year from Baldwin and Shields, also on the power play. So we will start the third period, 5-on-5. Your Leafs going left to right again for this final frame in white with the black trim. Turin, hard pass to the weak side. Off the body of Cole and into the corner. Canadians get the puck. Cole hard on his man, forced the turnover. Shields back, tries to chip it up into the zone, picked up in the slot, and it's going to be waved down in the hand pass, thankfully, as the Canadians play it right into the slot. That was McRae looking to unload that on Amherst. A quick whistle by the official, and it'll be brought back outside of the zone on the hand pass. Face off right in front of the MLAC bench. Baldwin in to take the draw, tries to win it through the feet of Cauley. Cauley stripped of the puck by Schumacher. Schumacher will move it up to the Canadians' blue line, but no further. Worked up, chipped into the zone. Smith moves it up to Schumacher. Rahal to Schumacher. Baldwin on the forecheck. Rahal on the turnover, fired it off the glove of Ackerman. Into the goal, or into the below the goal line. Short side, Rahal tries to catch Ackerman creeping off his post, and Ackerman able to snag it and hold on for a whistle. Offensive face-off for your Leafs. Face-off to the left of Ackerman. Asaf wins the face-off back. Halawadia kicks over his D partner, Wrestler, and almost connecting there. Black was on the backside there. Puck to the net. Whacked out by Jaffer as he tries to tuck it home. Ackerman held strong there. Puck up in the air. Picked up by Asaf. He tries to send it out. That's picked off by Black. Black will get it in the far corner. Fired it right through, and it hit off the stick of Ackerman, and it inadvertently is cleared out and into the MLAC zone as the Canadians will get a line change. Wrestler forces the turnover, able to chip it up to the blue line, but not out. Jaffer is at the end of a shift, works it up to Asaf. Up to the Canadians' blue line, but no further. This line at the end of a shift has to get the puck deep and get off. Worked up and out of the zone and lobbed right back in by the Canadians. Wrestler will gain the zone, gain the blue line, chip it in. Here's a fresh leg here as Bent and Fayad come in. Block will be at the end of his shift coming off right away, but Roland gets caught. It's a odd man rush. A good job by Bent to come back on the backtrack and force the turnover as Canadians player was driving hard to the net. Players tied up along the penalty boxes. Work to Schumacher into his skates, handcuffs him, but he's able to pick it up. Good job picking up the puck momentarily. Roland works it back. Over to Cole, over to Fayad. Fayad trying to track down the puck at center, and it's shoveled back into the Leaf zone. That puck comes out right on the short side. Amherst had to squeeze the post there to prevent that puck from coming out in front. Up to the blue line and out as Shields tries to send Fayad away, and it's turned over, and the Canadians are back the other way. Puck lobbed up to the blue line, but not out as Turan fires it on net. The other D-man fires it back on Anders. The Leafs got to bear down here to get this puck out of the zone. Fayad does, he'll get it out. That's back to Turan. He'll kick it across to his D partner, back to Turan. Turan tries to gain center. Elects to give it to a centerman who gets it over the blue line, but his winger was just offside, so it'll be waved down at the MLAC blue line for an offside. Shields in to take the draw. That's one back into the zone. Smith works it up to Canal. Canal chips it to center, but no further. Shields knocks that down, tries to hit Canal. Canadians work it off the boards to center. Goudreau looking to bury his man. He does, but then Canadians able to come in and fire it up over the glove of Anders as Smith had backed in, and a well-placed shot up into the corner of the net, and the Canadians have tied things up at 2. Canadians answer first here on the board in the third period. Knock things at 2. Just under 4 minutes into the third. Schumacher gets the puck from Halawadia. It's knocked back into the MLAC zone as Wrestler back. Reverse hit on his man. He protects the puck. Wrestler out of the zone. Forced turnover. That's chipped and up and into the Canadian zone. Canadians work it back up. McRae misses that pass, but it's going to work as Colley gets it. Fires it short side. Across the grain, and Anders able to snag it with a glove and hold on for a whistle. Canadians now take momentum here with a goal. Just into the third period to tie things up. And a loose puck and a rebound. Stopped by Andhurst. Fought off into the opposite corner. Puck up to Schumacher. Turned over. Cole up the Baldwin Hill. Redirected into the Canadian zone. Around on the end boards. Rahal fights off the check. He's got possession. Rahal down to Baldwin. Baldwin handcuffed. Trying to get it to Jafaris, and Roland will jam it to the end boards. Baldwin right back out in front to Jafaris. That's broken up. Canadians back the other way. Roland muscles his man off the puck, and inadvertently the Canadians are offside. Douglas in to take the face off against Asaf. Asaf out here with Block and Jafaris, who drove to Smith. Smith right up the middle to Asaf. That's just off his stick, and MLAC has to regroup. Goudreau finishes a check again. Smith back to pick it up. He's muscled off the puck. Centering pass is picked off by Goudreau, shoveled back below the goal line. Goudreau protects the puck. Move it up to the opposite corner. That's up to the blue line, but not out. MLAC looks to bear down here with 14:26 left in this third period, and push back as the Canadians look to connect with more. That puck is up and out into the neutral zone. The Canadians miss a zone entry on the regroup, and they'll be called on the icing. So Bent will come out, centered by Fayad and Baldwin, Wrestler and Halawadiak, the D pairing. Bent in to take the draw to the right of Ackerman. Bent wins it forward, Fayad in. pursuit, chips it down low to Bent. Bent tries to muscle his man off the puck, and Fayad buries his man below the goal line, losing his stick in the process. Puck is chipped behind Holowadiak. Bent back to support. Puck along the goal line. Canadiens player looking for a player in the slot. Can't find him. That handcuffs Bent. Canadiens player right to the front of the net. Drives from the goal line, gets around. Tries to get around Enhurst, and Enhurst able to slide across and stuff him with the left pad and keep it out. But that almost was the third goal of the game for the Canadiens. Face off to the left of Enhurst. Enhurst has been sharp here again as the puck is rimmed around the boards. Roberts turns it over. It goes right into the slot. Wrestler pulled down. No penalty on the play as he lost an edge, actually. Holowadiak gets it up the boards and just out into the neutral zone. Evades Roberts. Work back in the Canadiens. In on the far side. Shot kicked aside by the right bat of Enhurst and held in by Grush at the line. Grush holds it in again. Fired. That's off the midsection of Roberts and into the opposite corner. Wrestler takes his man down. Bent hard on his man. Bent strips his man from behind, and no call on the play as play continues here. 5-on-5 in a tie game, and the whistles have gone away. Roberts hit at the blue line by McRae. Roberts goes back at McRae. Nothing there. MLAC looking to counter here. Cole will wind it up. Cole through center. Schumacher and Rahal out here. Cole fires it wide. That's around to the opposite near corner. Picked up by Baldwin. Baldwin centers it right out in front. Puck loose right in the slot. Just evades Roland. It goes back out of the neutral zone, and Roland will have to regroup. Roland to Baldwin. Baldwin curls back, loses his man. He's lost one back. Turned over. Canadiens shovel it to the back wall. Now looking to do damage here. The Canadiens a forced turnover. Get some zone time here. The Canadiens back up to the point. Fired on net. Stopped by the skates of Baldwin, and he's away. Baldwin, toe drag, upstairs off the crossbar as he went short. As he went far side upstairs over the blocker of Ackerman. Shot in on Anders. He'll steer that aside into the opposite corner. Both teams exchanging opportunities here in this third period as the puck bounces out into the neutral zone, and Rahal pick it up, tries to toe drag. He's forced off the puck at the blue line. Smith will pinch up. Forces Canadiens to turn over, and Asaf will wind it up through center. Asaf in, shot on net and into the waiting glove of Ackerman. Shots on goal have now been squeezed down to 5-shot difference here. MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs leading 37-35 in the shot category, which favors the Canadiens 8-5 in this third period. We're tied at 2, 11:07 remaining in the final frame. The whistles have gone away. Both teams play away here in this final frame. Goudreau tries to send that loose. Canadiens are away the other way. Goudreau forces his man off the puck. Smith will reverse it to Goudreau into the near corner. Up the wall and out. Goudreau gets it up to Black. Black in, fires it. That's off a stick of Grush and into the opposite corner. Jafaris protects the puck and sends it down the wall. Lobbed up into the neutral zone as Wrestler clipped in the neutral zone as he picked off that puck. No penalty, no boarding penalty on Doolin on Jafaris there as he hit him into the boards at the bench. Fayad finishes his check along the boards. Both teams picking up the chippiness here in a 2-2 game. Schumacher now out. Line changes underway for both teams. Work up to center, but no further as the icing is going to be waved off, and Schumacher and Fayad give chase. Fayad finishes his check again as Halawadiak has to go back. He'll move it across, handcuff Cole into his skates. It's kept in by Coopers momentarily, and Cole will come away with it. Cole over the blue line, cuts, looks upstairs on Ackerman, then he fights that off as Cole looked to go short side. Bent back, helping Cole as Roland moves it up to the weak side to Cole. Cole will chip it into the zone, and Schumacher in on the forecheck. Canol now into the slot. He's out here with Roberts. Roberts picks off that outlet pass. Kick it across to Cole. Cole from the point. That's blocked. Roland across to the near boards, and he'll rim it around below the net. Canol stripped off the puck. The puck sent around the boards up to the point to Roland. That's sent in on net by Roland. Knocked down and doesn't make its way to the cage. That puck sails into the midsection of Shields. And now the Canadians, on an outlet pass, send it down the length of ice for the icing. 8:48 remaining in the third period. Your MLAC Scafom-rux Maple Leafs knotted at 2 here against the Canadian Imperial Equities Canadians from Bill Hunter Arena in Edmonton, Alberta. Good play by Roberts to chip it to Smith. Shields tries to lob that to the opposite side. Goudreau chips it up to Shields. Up along the boards. Roberts back to Goudreau. Goudreau shovels it in. He'll give chase. Nobody back to help out Goudreau there as Roberts picked that off as Canadians would have been gone on a 3-on-1. Canadians looking to counter here. MLAC's got to be careful not to gamble too much in a 2-2 tie with 8:15 remaining in this final frame. You want to try to capitalize, but not give your opponent unforced opportunities. Canol back up top, and he'll rim it around to Shields on the half wall. Shields protects the puck. He's pulled down. No penalty on the play. There's the stick into the skates of Shields, and play continues. Works across to the opposite side, trying to hit his man. McCray is away from a short angle, and he lasers that up well over the net. Puck down low. Roberts tries to muscle his man off the puck. Goudreau, Shields buries his man, and Smith lowers his man behind the net. Smith gets the puck. He'll chip it up and out of harm's way as Canol chips it in the neutral zone and goes for a line change. The Canadians will gather center, lob it into the zone. Smith goes back with Cawley on him. Smith protects the puck, leaves it for Baldwin. Baldwin rims it around to the opposite corner. Shields absorbs a hit, gets it out. Almost sent Baldwin free with Rahal. Rahal stripped to the puck at center. The Canadians in 3-on-2. Shot on net, and Anderson squeezed it out. A quick whistle. It's waved off as the puck squirted through Amherst, and the whistle went before it crossed the goal line. The play was immediately waved off. Enzo Anders will have to buy the official root beer after the game for that quick whistle. Face off won by MLAC. Up and out of the zone is Schumacher. He'll drive wide. Moved off the puck. The half wall. Good job by Rahal on the back end. Forehand gets a shot away. That's into a shin pad, and Rahal will get it back. Shot off a body, almost careened over the shoulder of Ackerman. Now MLAC looking to pressure. Baldwin dumped off the puck, and the Canadians are away 3-on-2. Drop pass to the trailer who went for a line change, and the Canadians give up the puck to MLAC. Rahal back the other way, fired in on net over the glove side on Ackerman. Wrestler pinches down to keep that in. Rahal with the puck. Centers that. That's off a skate, and the Canadians will pick it up and get possession. Turnover. Aldrin tries to send it out to Raul. Baldwin again, upstairs. Again, and it's in the back of the net. It hit the back. It hit the middle bar in the back of the net, I believe. It was waved off, but I thought it hit the middle bar right behind the goalie, and the ref waved it off. I thought it hit the middle bar right in the center of the net and came right back out the other side. I can see Coach Bricks looking at the replay now. Coach Bricks is advising the official that went right to the back of the net, hit the middle bar in the back of the net, came right back out. But at any rate, we have a face-off to the left of Ackerman, so you can call it a draw with quick whistles. As that goal was waved off, and we're still knotted at 2 with 5:45 remaining in the third period. Your MLAC Scafom-rux Leafs looking for their first win of the season, and they're going to have to battle right to the end to get it, as that would have been the go-ahead goal. We've got some fisticuffs here with it between the staff and the other player. We've got the official's hand is up, and it's going to be Adrisa Saf going off, only one penalty. And MLAC is going to be on the penalty kill. Tied at 2 with 5:26 remaining in the third period. So both players punching each other, but the official only takes one. And your Leafs fought so hard to this point to stay in a hockey game, now have to kill off a 2-minute minor and are shorthanded, which is actually a double minor. So a double minor for head contact, 4-minute penalty with 5:22 remaining in this hockey game. And that is disheartening. Fired down the length of the ice by Schumacher. Good job by Goudreau to strip his man of the puck. Schumacher fired it down. Schumacher, Jafara, Smith, and Goudreau on the penalty kill. Smith's going to hold the puck up the wall, trying to get it to Schumacher. Smith ties the puck up. Goudreau pinches down, comes in to support Smith. Smith forces a turnover. Jafaris in there to try to strip his man of the puck. It's back to the point. Worked across. Turin moves it back. Fired it up high. Up over the net. Canadians able to pick it up again. A minute gone in the double minor to a Saf for head contact. That puck is up off the stick of Schumacher into the netting for a whistle, and MLAC can get in a line change as Wrestler, Holowadiak, Rahal, and Black come out as the second PK unit. .253 remaining in the double minor. Canadians on the power play. 2-2 tie as that is right to the feet of Endhurst, who covers it with a leather. Canadians go D to D. Shot from the point. That's redirected on the way to the cage. Right back across the green, and the net is ajar, and the whistle stops play. 4:04 remaining in the final frame. 2:39 remaining in the double minor penalty to a Saf. And the face-off will advantageously come outside of the MLAC zone. Chipped inside the blue line, and Roland will chip it out to center. Torkelson works it back to his D-man. They'll go D to D. turned over, and Roland will shovel it right back in. Canadians have to regroup here. Up the wall, Cole reads that, and he'll pick that off. Short-handed Cole, long ways out. They'll fire it on Ackerman. Go right to the cage to force Ackerman to hold on for a whistle. Deep in the Canadians' end. Good job by MLAC to force the neutral zone regroup by the Canadians and get a offensive face-off on this penalty kill. Smith rims that softly around the boards as Fayad is out here with Roberts, Goudreau, and Smith on the PK unit again. 2:05 remaining, halfway through the double minor to Asaf. Fayad dumps Douglas. Shot on net into the waiting glove of Andhurst, who holds on for a whistle. Shots on goal now, 42-37 in favor of your Leafs. Face-off won by the Canadians, back to the point. Worked at a half wall. Smith reads that, forces the turnover. That puck down to the goal line. Goudreau dumps his man in front of the net. Roberts ties his man up. Goudreau in to help. That's brought by the Canadians. Back up to the point. Turin looks. Evades the check of Roberts. Fires it into the waiting glove of Enzo Andhurst. And that will allow MLAC to get in another change here, and we'll see the same PK2 unit of Jafaris, Schumacher, Wrestler, and Holowadiak on the ice. Face off to the right of Andhurst. Holowadiak tries to jam that up the wall. The Canadians will get it. Canadians work it to the half wall on the far side. Held on the half wall, down to the goal line. Back to the half wall. They'll reverse positions. Back to the half wall, down to the goal line. Wrestler pressures on a bobble puck. That's worked up to the point. Looking to go D to D. That doesn't work. Kick it back to the half wall. Back to the D. Fired from the point. And the glove of Andhurst is awaiting the delivery. And a whistle. And again, MLAC changes out the forward option for the PK unit. Black and Shields out here now. Good personnel management here on the penalty kill, short shifts. 3 minutes gone in the double minor. Fired on net, and Andhurst steered that aside, fought that off with the right side of his body. Wrestler pins his man to the boards. Canadians come up with it, try to center that pass. It's in the feet of Holowadiak. Canadians get it back. Kick to the near half wall. Trying to isolate 2-on-1 down low, and the Canadians will work it back up to the wall. Bounce it up to the point. It's kept in. Scramble on a loose puck. Black gets it. Fires it off a shin pad, and it's kept in the zone, and now Black able to squeeze it out and into the neutral zone. 20 seconds remaining in the double minor to Asaf. Right into the slot. Fired on net and into the logo of Andhurst and held on for a whistle. "14 seconds remaining in the double minor to Idris Asaf. 1:40 remaining in this hockey game. A 2-2 tie. Shots on goal almost even. 42-41 now. Face off to the left of Andhurst. The puck poked up to the point. Worked up to Grosh at the point. Fired on net. And it gets through Andhurst into the net. The Leafs almost able to kill off the double minor to Asaf. There was 6 seconds remaining in the double minor. The Canadians take a 1-goal lead with 1:32 remaining in this hockey game. MLAC almost able to kill off the double minor. And unfortunately, the Canadians on their tying 40-second shot, tie the go ahead 3-2 with 1:32 remaining in this hockey game. Puck turned over. Schumacher will give it to fired, going short side. Look, it was Baldwin. Baldwin looked to try to go short side at Ackerman. The puck tied up down in the corner. We're all in there. Baldwin and Canal. The net is empty. Canal, the extra attacker on the ice. Rahal ties his man up. Baldwin and Canal trying to jam the puck free. 47 seconds remaining in this hockey game. Back to Cole in the half wall. He'll rim it around. Schumacher with the puck. Rahal with the puck, protects it along the boards. He's muscled off the puck momentarily. The puck loose. Canadians get it. Look to try to clear it out. 19 seconds left. They're just going to tie it up along the end boards. Worked up to the point. Wrestler with the puck. Shoots it on net. It trickles to the back wall. 7 seconds remaining. Baldwin tries to shovel that in front of the net, and it's going to be tied up and held below the goal line. And the Canadians will hold on. As again, fists are flying at the end of this hockey game. I would expect to see some suspensions coming out of this with some additional penalties at the end of the game. Frustration boiling over for the Leafs as they had the lead in the hockey game. Then it was tied and unfortunately go down in defeat again to the CAC Canadians 3-2. Shots on goal, 43-42 in favor of the Canadians, who defeat MLAC Scafom-rux 3-2 from Bill Hunter Arena. It's February 14th, 2026. I hope that nothing comes from the handshake line after the fact.